You saw it in the title. The title of this video is Looks and Lenses. If you didn't know, a while ago I was contacted by the brand Henix. They do colored contact lenses. They also do like cosplay lenses with super intense like patterns on them. They look super weird. There's one lens that's like fully white out lens. I really want to try that at some point. But I was able to choose 3 pairs from them. I already did a shorts with the hydrocore gray lens. This is one that turns my eyes into an like light grayish blue. But now I also have the Iceland black lenses and also Viola red. Since Viola red is still in the container and this one is empty, you probably guessed it, the one that I'm wearing right now is the shade Iceland Black, and I curated for this black lens a very light, neutral look, as you can tell. If you want to try these colored contacts, I still have a discount code with them. It's ELLAKINKLEY and it will save you 25% on everything on the website. It is definitely worth the look if you're looking for contacts that have really cool colors. They do have natural ones, but they also have stuff like this. But now enough of the ramble. Let's start with look number 1. So for this look, I want to be very much simple actually. No big glitters. Okay, that is a lie. There will be glitter, but no like super weird shadows. And I'm pulling out a palette that last year was one of my faves, and this is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals. I really much enjoy this concept of the Danessa Myricks palettes, and I do have the other one too, but this kind of has a special place in my heart, although I'm not a neutral girl, but I have use for this. So I take a kind of dense but still fluffy brush. This is the Zoeva 227 soft definer brush. To me, this is not a soft definer, this is more packing. And I go into the shade Tourmaline into the cream part. And I do start to apply this here on my eyelid. This look definitely needs something in the upper waterline, and I'm using the Pat McGrath Permagel one in extreme black. And I do line my tight line here with this. On a tiny flat brush, I go into Tourmaline again, but this time in the powder side. And I use this to press into the lash line. And I'll take a small but very flexible blending brush. This is by Made by Mitchell, the MF1. And I use this on the powder side again of Tourmaline. Oh, it's not MF, it's ME. I'm sorry. And with that shade, I now go through the crease. I now go into the powder side of the shade Stone, and that one I apply slightly above the crease. Now for the fun part, I'm applying glitter on the lid, and I will be using the shade Gun Show here. This is the black glitter from Lemonhead LA, and this is their Pro Space Case 1, the classics. So I just picked some up here with a brush, and now I just start to tap this on the lid. I now go back into the powder side of Tourmaline, and I just go with that shade through the crease again. For the lower lash line, of course, I'm going back with the extreme black liner and line my waterline with this. And I go into the powder Tourmaline shade or Tourmaline again, and I start to buff this out. I also tap into the powder Stone and use this here underneath for a better buff. For inner corner highlight, I'm staying in the Space Case Pro, and I used the Just Loved Houdini. Picked up some Houdini, and now I just tap this here on the inner part and a tad bit on the lower lash line. Houdini is the shade that started my glitter love, so this will forever have a special place here in my collection and in my heart. And here we have now the finished first look with the Iceland Black lenses. For mascara, I already put it away, the Glisten Cosmetics Spectra Lash in the shade, well, white. I was thinking about doing white mascara or red mascara, and then I started to apply the white, and I was like, what if we do it all around the eye and not only as accent lash on the lower lash line? So now we're sitting here. For the lips, I used the Ghost Face lip liner from Glamlight together with the Ghost Face lipstick to create this more grayish nude. I could have paired a black lip with this, or a black gloss, or a sheer black gloss, or something like this, but honestly, I think with this gray tone muted matte lip, it just, the focus is just really on the eyes. So now let's head over to the second looks and lenses look with the red lenses. So look number 2 is now with the Viola red lenses. And when I saw these, the first thing that I thought of, Twilight. So of course I will be using for this look the Colourpop X Twilight palette, and yes, this is one of the rare occasions where I keep the packaging because it looks just so good. But also the palette itself is such a beauty, and I mean, I still can't get over those people who say, oh my god, this palette is not Twilight. This is literally Twilight in makeup. This is the color story. You see, it's the vibe. The palette is about the first movie, not the series. I'm starting with the shade Irrevocably, and that one I apply here on the most outer part, and also a tad bit in the crease, but not too much. Next up, I'm going into 17, and that one goes into the crease. On a bigger brush, I now go into Unconditionally, and that one I apply here in that transition area to create just a super soft blend. Although nothing in this look is going to be soft. My glitter glue is applied, and I go now into Forever Young. This has quite a bit of fallout, so be careful. And that one I apply here on the most outer part. But fuck the fallout, because look at this beautiful shade. It looks like an orbit or something, like super dark but sparkly. It's a pretty shade and I can live with the fallout. With the brush I used the third shade with, but no additional product. I just blend here over the black edge a bit. And now I'm going into the shade Immortal. This is one of those, I don't know, like pressed glitter shades that Colourpop has. It's a bit flaky. If you spritz the brush a bit, it works. I haven't done this with like wetting the brush in the shade in such a long time. I feel like YouTube 2016 now. But this shade now is applied on the rest of my lid. Now also tap it a bit on top of the black shade to create my little gradient here. I also want to incorporate one of the Twilight liners, so I swatched them all side by side. But I think I'm going in with Vampire, that metallic-y, slightly glittery red, but more metallic than glitter. A rare moment is this, please. You see me using a liquid liner. I think this hasn't happened in a while here on this channel. So please shut the fuck up so I can concentrate and focus on what I'm doing here. I start usually here in the center, dragging a line across the lid. And then I try to do the thinnest line here on the rest of my lid to connect to the mid part. And since I have the tiniest hooded eyes, I just look straight forward into the mirror. And then I apply my wing. I'm not doing winged out. I don't want to have it winged out like that. I do want to have more so a straight wing. Like that. It's a tad bit turned down, but that's okay. Now wish me luck that I can do this on the other eye too. I call this even. For highlighter, by the way, I used, of course, the Twilight highlight in the shade Vampire Skin. I thought the other one is my fave Meadow, but actually I prefer Vampire Skin so much more because of the lilac-y purple blue shift that it has. I feel like this needs a bit more of a liner action, so I'm taking the Colourpop cream liner in Be My BB. And that one I apply here on the upper waterline and also here on the lower waterline. I now go into Irrevocably again, and I use this here on the lower lash line, all along up to the inner corner. And back into Unconditionally, use this to blend it out. I also take the liquid liner again, and I'm just drawing on top of the liner that I did, because it got lost a tad bit, especially here on the other wing after cleaning up and the blending again. My words were currently lost. I'm sorry, you've lost connection to your brain. That happens a lot of the times a day. Remember me saying I won't do such a big wing, and now I'm sitting here thinking I completely ruined this look, but at the other hand, I'm like, oh, actually that looks quite cool. I'm maybe just not used to see me in such a bold liner. I know this sounds ridiculous if you think of the looks that I usually do, but I now go into the shade Edward. And since this is one of those pressed glitters too, I wet it a bit with MAC Fix Plus. And I apply this here on my inner corner. And I decided to do a little inner wing here too. And here you have now the finished look. Honestly, with everything now together, and if you don't look up super close here on my inner corner and on the liners itself, this look, there is something magical about it that I'm feeling it. This is very extra, just like I am. On the lips, I'm wearing the, what is it called? The Ghost Face lip liner. That's like my go-to when I need a super dark lip line. And I topped it up with the Colourpop Luxe Lip Oil from the Twilight line with Team Edward. Honestly, I cannot decide if I like this look more or the first one, because the first one with this super harsh contrast, that dull looking vibe, I was fully blown away, and the feedback on Instagram and whatever video I did with this and shorts was like, oh my god, what the fuck are you wearing? This one though has its magic too. This is just another level of magic. I was just outside here in my filming room because we had DHL come and bring up some cat food, and my husband saw me and he looked at me and was like, oh, that's creepy. Exactly what I want. So please tell me, which look was your favorite? I think I said it in the intro. If you want to play with colored contacts, make sure you check out Hanix. They have beautiful things. And as said, with my code ELLAKINKLEY, you save 25%, which is quite a lot. They are already very affordable, but this is just like one even more affordable. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and again, comment your favorite look. And if you do not have a favorite look, or you don't know what to comment because you never do it, comment Twilight. So thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next one.